Hello everyone, this is class number 19. Today we are going to discuss about decision making statements in BlueJ or Java. These statements known as conditional statements also. I divide this class in three parts. First part for if else, if elseif and nested if. Second part for switch and break. And third class is for programs and questions. So today we are going to learn about if else, if elseif and nested if. So welcome to Classroom Computer. Let's start. At first, let's discuss about how many types of statements are in BlueJ. The first is sequence, where program flows in one direction, top to down or top down approach, one statement after another. Here flow of program never go backward, or every statement execute only one time in total duration of a program's life. Look at the flowchart. This first one statement after another. Every block in flowchart other than start and stop only have one input and only one output. This is the simplest one. The next is selection. As the name said, you have to select in between. Here this diamond box introduced in flowchart. Here also program flow always downwards, but we know that the number of output line of decision box, which is this red box, is 2. So there is a condition in your decision box or in a program. If that condition is true, then program will execute some statements, otherwise some other group of or a single statement will execute. Look at this flowchart. This decision box contains two output hands, this one and this one. In program we represent this incident with if else, if elseif, nested if and switch case. Today we are going to learn about all of them except switch case. We will discuss switch case in next class. And the last one is loop or iteration. Here program repeat certain statements until a condition get fulfilled. Only here the program flow goes both side, up and down. You can see this thing in flowchart. There is a condition in decision box. Till the time the condition is true, some group of statements repeat again and again and again. And when the condition is false, program flow break the loop and go outwards. In this flowchart, downwards. In program, we use for, while, do while keywords for iteration. Today we are going to discuss about the first part of selection statement or decision making statement or conditional statement. There are two types of selection statements in Java. First one is if and the second one is switch. You can see in the screen. Today we are going to discuss about this if part only. Total 4 types of if in BlueJ. The first one is if or if and only if. Now start with the if and only if. It tests a condition written in between those two first brackets. If the condition 1 is true, then the statement 1 will works. But here is nothing if the condition 1 is not true. You can see the syntax in the screen. Here, all single comparison done with relational operator. Equal, not equal, less than equal, greater than and greater than equal. All 6. Not at a time. Look in the flowchart. There is one statement in yes hand of the decision box. There is no statement in the no hand of decision box. Let's discuss this thing with a program. The question is in the left side of the screen. Write a program to take a positive number from user and print the square root of that number. Now we can calculate the square root of a number by Math.sqrt function. We know that. But positivity of the input value will be determined by conditional statement. Let's see the program. Here is the program. At first, import the scanner class or from util package. So import java.util.Scanner. Next, declare the class name, public class. Here is the class name is if1. Next, the second bracket start, the class body start. Next, the main function start, public static void main. After that, another second bracket start, that means the main function start. Then declaring a variable, the name of that variable is a. Next, message for the user, enter a positive number. After that, declaring the object of scanner class, and the object name of scanner class is sc. Next, take an integer input from user, so it's sc.nextInt. Next, I write if a greater than equals to 0, that means the input should be positive. Then it calculate this Math.sqrt and print this as the square root of the value inside the a variable. Let's see the output. Enter a positive number. Here I write 12. The square root of 12 is 3.46 and something. Now I am giving an input, a negative number, minus 12. Do nothing, because I didn't write anything if the condition is false. Look at this System.out.println line. Generally, students do this calculation of square root and print into different lines, but I combine those two in a single printout statement. I think this is not very hard to understand. Here I said I didn't write anything if condition is false. If I add some statement for false condition, if the condition is false, then this if becomes if else, something like that. This is if else. Here is the syntax of if else. If the condition is true, then statement 1 execute, or if the condition is false, then statement 2 execute. That means the control flow either goes this way or that way, two ways. There is an option. That is why if else statement called bidirectional statement. It checks the given condition and transfer the control to execute either of the two blocks of statement. This is a previous flowchart. So our program is write a program to find the biggest number among two numbers. So let's change this flowchart, if flowchart for if to if else flowchart. This input should be two numbers. So I input a and b. Next, I have to compare those two numbers. So the decision box is if a greater than b. If this a greater than b is true, then a is the biggest among those two numbers, a and b. So control goes to yes and print the value of a. So print a. But if a is not greater than b, then this no hand should print the value of b. So this is print b, and after that program stop. Let's see the program code. Here is the program code. Everything is same like the previous one, but I take two integer variable a and b, and then the message for user is changed. Enter two numbers. Then I take two integer numbers into two variables a and b from user. After that I check if a greater than b, then System.out.println a, else System.out.println b. That means if a greater than b, then this program will print a, and if a not greater than b, then this program will print the value of b. Let's see the output. Enter two numbers. I write 23 and minus 90. So the output is 23. Let's see this output with two another different values, 12 and 12. It will show 12. This is the loophole or bug in this program. This program works well for two unequal values. That means when value of a and value of b both are different. But when a and b both are same, then the program shows the value of b, which is wrong. So to overcome from this situation, you have to introduce another comparison, another if in this program, that is elseif. When an if contain multiple if in the comparison tree, then it's else if, but not inside in the syntax. So let's learn this else if in reverse. Look in this program. If A greater than B, then this program will print the value of A. Next, another comparison. If B greater than A, then System.out.println B. That means this program print B. But when those two are not true, that means A is not greater than B and B is not greater than A. That means both values are same. So that is the else part. System.out.println, both are same. Now the program looks better. Now look at the flowchart of the program. See, here is another decision box, this one, for else if, and another statement, this one. Look at no hand of the first decision box, there is another decision box where I compare if B greater than A. If this comparison is true, then it print B and stop, and if this B greater than A is false, then it will print both are same and that it will stop. Let's see the syntax. This is the syntax of if else if. Here the condition 1 is true when the statement 1 works. If the condition 2 is true, then statement 2 works. If condition 3 is true, then statement 3 executes. Or at the last of all condition, if the all conditions are false, then the statement 4 executes. Remember one thing, an if body may contain multiple else if statement, but if and else statement should be always one, just one single in the total if. Now the last one, which is nested if. Here one if statement comes inside another if statement, and the inner if block execute only if the outer if block is true. Let's understand this thing with syntax. If condition 1 is true, then control goes to condition 2. So to reach at statement 1, the condition 1 and condition 2 both must be true. To reach statement 2, the condition 1 is true but condition 2 is false. To reach statement 4, the condition 1 should be false because it's in else part, but the condition 3 is true. To reach statement 5, the condition 1 and condition 3 both should be false. Here is a flowchart of the question, that is find the smallest among three numbers. So at first take input three numbers A, B, C. At first it check if A less than B, then it goes to yes hand, and after that it check if A less than C. If this condition is also true, then A is the smallest among B and C and A, all of them. So it will print A and stop. After that, if A not less than B, then control goes to here. If B less than C, yes, then print B and stop, else it prints C. That C is the smallest. Here is the program. Import java.util.Scanner, then declare the class, then main, then smallest among three numbers. So I have to take three numbers, three integer numbers, int A, comma B, comma C. Then System.out.println, enter three numbers, scanner sc, new scanner system.in for creating an object of scanner class. After that, taking input to A, B and C. If A less than B, yes, then check also if A less than C, then I will print A. If A less than B but A is not less than C, that it will print C. If A less than B is not true, then the else part, control goes to the else part and check if B less than C, then System.out.println B, otherwise it will print C. This is the nested if. Look here, this if part is inside of this if part, whereas this if part is inside of this else part. So one if, another if. This is the nested if. The program also contains loopholes or bug. If any two of them, A, B, C are same or all are same, then this program may not show proper output. For that you have to introduce else if in all nested inner if, just I said before. One interesting thing, every if, else if consists with a body. The statement after if or else if or else is the body of that if or else if. By default, a single line next to the if, else or else if is considered as the body of them. But when this body contain multiple lines, then you have to enclose them with curly brackets or second bracket. As I write in the program, here this is the body of outer if. So I enclose this thing with a curly bracket, with a pair of curly brackets. But for this if, inner if, the body is only the single line. So I didn't put any bracket here. That is because they took the next line of them by default as the body of them. Sometimes for this thing, when multiple if, multiple else in your program and everyone has a single statement for them, then some error occurs. It's called dangling else problem. Let's discuss that. This problem occurs when we use nested if statement and not write any brackets. This is also occur when in nested if number of if is greater than number of else. Now see in this picture the syntax, there are 2 if and 1 else. This is the syntax, 2 if and 1 else. Then which else belongs to which if? As a programmer, you may write these things that this else belongs to this if. So I put both of them in red. But in second picture, I put some blank space before this else. That is why it is recognized that this else belongs to second if. If I erase the space like the previous one, then it's like this else belongs to the first if. Actually, I want to write this, but whenever I write this type of thing, the computer think that this else belongs to this if, and this program may create a logical error. This is dangling else problem. To overcome this thing, you put a pair of second bracket here. To overcome dangling else, you put a second pair of second bracket and enclosed your code within this bracket. Then computer never misunderstand your code and never any dangling else error happen. We also do one thing in a program, to use logical operator instead of nested if, like this. This is the code of previous program. If a less than b and a less than c, then System.out.println a. Look, I use the word and. If a less than b and a less than c. So if I put this double ampersand sign here, this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 line codes may convert to a 6 line codes and very neat way, clean way. Here also this right hand side code show you the smallest among 3 numbers. If a less than b and a less than c, then System.out.println a. If b less than a and b less than c, then System.out.println b. And if c less than b and c less than a, then System.out.println c. I combine those two less than comparison with and logical operator in those 3 cases. So you can use logical and, logical or and logical not in if statement. If possible, do this technique in your program. This actually make program more beautiful and neat and clean. So this is the end of today's class. If you like this class, then please like this video and subscribe my channel. If you have some question, then please write in comment or mail me. In next class, we will discuss about switch case and ternary operator. So that's all for today. Thanks for watching and keep learning.